Belle, one of my favourite Disney characters ever. The reading outsider who gave a beast a heart. So it's no surprise I got excited when I saw she was going to be a part of the Once Upon a Time canon, but I was also curious as the beast of the story was Rumpelstiltskin. However, we're going to look at Belle's side of the story, as her backstory is a little different to the movie. Well, first off, she's already a princess in a castle with her father the king. However, she is still a lover of books, as her mother was, and was taught how to translate fairy language. Unfortunately, their kingdom is at war with ogres, which resulted in the mother's death. Belle couldn't remember being so traumatized by the event that she runs away to Arendelle to seek answers, but sadly returns home empty-handed. However, from her little adventure and her father finally telling her that her mother sacrificed herself to save her, Belle is inspired to be a hero and to experience the world. Although there is a bump in the road, and you've probably guessed it, Gaston. Although in this version, her father arranges a marriage between them to gain a military alliance against the ogres. At first, Belle starts to like Gaston, but that quickly changes when she sees him torturing a young ogre, realizing he is the true beast despite his handsome looks. But she is still to marry him until one night her father is in desperate need for the war to end, that he summons the Dark One, Rumpelstiltskin. His price for protecting the kingdom is Belle, and have her live in his castle and be his caretaker forever. Belle sacrifices herself to save her kingdom and agrees. Of course, her captor is awful towards her and has her sleep in the dungeons. Although sparks start one day as she accidentally drops a teacup and chipping it, but instead of being furious, he brushes it off. Another incident is when Robin Hood steals a wand but is captured and tortured. Belle releases him, but Rumpel finds out and orders to follow him and kill Robin. Belle pleads with Rumpel as they observe that he stole the wand to save an ill and pregnant Maid Marian, and the Dark One decides to spare his life. Belle is surprised by this change of heart, but returns home more surprised that Rumpel created a library as a gift for her, although he tries to make it seem like it's more work. Their relationship becomes rocky, though, as one day Rumpel returns home with a stolen baby and orders Belle to care for him. Planning to return the child behind his back, she first goes to the library to read about what Rumpel is possibly planning. All is there is a scroll written in fairy language, which Belle can of course translate. She then realizes that Rumpel knew she would try to help the baby, so left the scroll so she could translate for him, and thus locks her in the library. However, she is freed by the blue fairy and discovers the baby is to be used as bait for the black fairy, Rumpelstiltskin's mother. While she sympathizes with Rumpel, learning how horrible he was treated by his mother, she is still horrified by what he was planning for the baby. Rumpel, however, tells her to return the baby to its parents, who happens to be called Jack and Jill. Fortunately, things make a turn when Belle gets kidnapped by Maleficent, Ursula and Cruella de Vil. They hold her ransom until Rumpel delivers one of his treasures, a gauntlet from Camelot that reveals the person's thing they desire above all. However, he hands it over to save Belle, making her connection with him even stronger. He becomes more open and light-hearted towards her, but Belle at this point wants to know more about him and learn about his son, Belfire. He then makes a deal that if she comes back with more straw, he will tell her. This is her chance to go free, which Rumpel is fully aware of. Belle intended to finally return home, but is confronted by the evil queen. She tells her that any curse can be broken by true love's kiss. Knowing that, Belle has fallen in love with him, returns to his castle, in which he is surprised that she had come back. She kisses him and it almost works, but Rumpelstiltskin realizes that the queen had told her to do it, and states that Belle could never love a man like him, and kicks her out of the castle for good. Belle, heartbroken, doesn't return home, but spends most of her time at a tavern nearby, and eventually seeks an adventure she dreamt of before. Now, I might need to leave a gap for this story, as I will go into it in another profile video. Well, this adventure encourages her to return to Rumpel as she feels she's still in love with him. Sadly, she is captured by the evil queen and stays as her prisoner until a dark curse is cast. During this time, Belle is visited by Captain Hook, who believes someone that close to the Dark One would give him the answer to destroy him. Even with the threat of death, Belle never gave in, stating, even if she knew how to kill him, she wouldn't. Despite being held captive, Belle still fights to see the best in people and give credit where credit's due. She's able to see the beauty underneath and believed that sometimes the best cups are chipped. Fun fact, Belle wasn't planned to be a main role in the series, but because fans had a strong positive reaction to their love story, she was kept all throughout the series. It just goes to show while this romance is as old as time, it certainly still pulls at our heartstrings.